Hello my friends. It's so hard to see because the sun is so strong where I am visible, but I think I'm kind of visible here. Ugh. So it's snow angel time. Move back a bit. I can tell I'm a little off the camera. Oh. Fire and ice. Got the snow underneath me and the sun. Well, clouds just took over, but still kind of the sun. Get rid of this slippery water. Oh man, I'm just gonna move back a bit. Maybe I'll just tilt it down so I can be closer. This way also I don't have to sit on my coat. Ah, yes. So here I am again, next day. So I got one person sharing their deep dive into doing a snow angel. And if you notice, it tends to make someone all giggly and happy and excited and adventurous, and it brings the child back. And that's just for a quick dive in and out again, like nothing else, which more or less anyone can do, I think. So that's the beginning of the benefits, and they just keep going from there. So now I'm not selling you anything, I'm just giving reports as I explore this myself, and of course there'll be differences in each person because you're exploring you, not me. But there are going to be some similarities, crossovers. So the sun is going to come out in probably about 4 minutes. The clouds are moving quick, and then there's going to be a little spot of sun, and then there's a whole bunch of cloud, but then there'll be more sun. So it's kind of like life. And if you're addicted to the sun, then every time the clouds come, it's a chore at minimal. So I remember doing my Vipassana silent meditation retreats, and the whole idea was 10 days of silence, not looking at people in the eye, and total of 100 hours of meditation in silence, and just going into oneself and not attaching to the pleasant feelings and not run away from the negative feelings. See, gotta just not attach to that sun, because I know it's gonna disappear again, and then that will just bring me down a little bit. So it's good practice, even with this. Got a bunch of stuff to do after this, and sometime later this afternoon my snowplow guy is gonna come and plow, and I'm aiming to be gone, do a couple of errands so I'm out of the way. And wouldn't you know it, a massive military plane going right overhead. I wonder what that's for. And that's like literally over my head, like really low flying. Probably just practice runs, whatever they call war games. Oh, I guess there's more. Here. Seeing it for yourself, for whatever it's worth. A little bit of excitement, I guess. Nice bit of a breeze on my back. Tor and Khaleesi are barking their heads off at them. They don't care much for the planes, or else they care for them and they just love to bark at them, one or the other. But it gets them going. One other observation I'm noting is there were times where I'd kind of slightly dread getting into the snow until I got there. But now that days are going on, I'm actually looking forward to it and motivated towards it. And I've got this little kind of connection that once I feed the dogs, I walk the dogs. And once I walk the dogs, I do this. And it's starting to become something clearly that I look forward to, and I look forward to what unfolds from here as well. And I am starting to work on my diet. I had a bad habit throughout this last, 8, 9 months. Recovering is, I guess I fell into using food as a comfort thing. And I don't gain weight, but I eat really late at night and it just disturbs my sleep. So finally last night I stopped at, I think 7:30ish. Didn't eat anything till this morning, and also holding away from anything slightly junk related. Trying to reduce my carbs, reduce my sugar, mainly because I did it before and I felt the best ever. And I think part of why I'm avoiding it is, it's not an excuse, but the last time I did it with Raven. It was a thing we did together, and I think part of me is shying away from invoking that sadness, but it should also invoke joy. Listened to a really good talk this morning. I posted it. Said something about Dolores Cannon on the post, but it's not her. She has been not in the physical form for a long time. It's another person. But they were talking about, and I've heard it before, but how, I forgot what I was talking about. I'll get to it in a bit. Just so many things that I'm trying to cover. But I got a lot out of that video for sure. I got quite a bit out of it. Learning how to work with yourself and your own capacity and energy levels and capabilities. Oh yeah, that was it. Stephen Jenkinson mentioned this as well. When people say, well, sorry for your loss, or I lost my partner. And emphasized by this psychic and by Stephen Jenkinson, you haven't lost this person. It's not like I lost my keys. Let's go look for them. You haven't lost them. That's a perception, a misperception. It's a narrative we've told ourselves, we've been told, we've been programmed to think. And it's time to think outside of that box. And that's one of the beauties of all the challenges going on right now, is it pushes us outside of the box. By necessity. You get to a point where you're being squished and you have no other option, or stay in the burning building. It's like, get out of the building, get out of the box. That's when things get really difficult, is when you're refusing to get out of the box because perhaps you don't believe there is an out. So you feel like you're losing it or something. Well, you're losing something, but it's something that you might want to lose. So just a thought. If you want to go and watch that video, I found it extremely stimulating. When I posted it, it was live. Those of you that don't care for or acknowledge that there's an energetic level to everything going on, that's cool. Don't watch it. If it doesn't call to you, don't do it. That's the greatest amount of wisdom I can pass on, if anything, is don't do what you don't want to be doing. Oh, the sun. See? Now what I'm doing is I'm focusing on, in a sense, softening addictions to preferences. So if I have sort of a subtle addiction to some kind of food item and I just really want it, reduce it down to a preference. So you're not hooked. You don't need it, but you can enjoy it, but you can also let go of it. So that's what I'm working on at this point, and gradually just working in deeper and deeper into self-knowledge and self-wisdom. So waking, to me, is continual process of waking into myself, deeper and deeper and deeper. I don't think there is such there's all these catchphrases right now, but nonetheless, there is no woke. There is no achievement of enlightenment. There is none of this. At least not in this form. It's a process, it's a cultivation, it's a lot of things. Oh, I am preferring this sun right now. It feels so good. And I'm choosing, and quite within my abilities, subtle, but I'm choosing to feel the warmth of the sun more than I can feel the coolness on my back of the wind. And I just stay on that and I surf it. Because it's subtle enough that it's not throwing me out of position and just, racking me with freeze. Like, I'm not doing it in minus 36. I don't know what it is, I think it's not any colder than minus 10. It might even be minus 6 or minus 7, minus 8. But with that little bit of sun, it really makes a difference. Whereas yesterday it was a bit colder and there was no sun, and it was a little bit more challenging, but I was able to stay in that place fairly easily nonetheless. Oh, gosh. Right now I'm experiencing something that is so simple to achieve. I need my health to be able to appreciate it, for sure. So I'm really grateful for my health that allows me to have this experience. But otherwise, there's nothing complex about it. I don't need a passport to do this. I don't need a mask. There's nothing. I'm sitting here by myself. There's nothing at all that can convince me that I can't do it. So it's super simple, not even clockwork. Don't need a motherboard, except for the one that God gave me. Because she has the wisdom to gift me anything in the capacity. It's funny, I'm almost out of propane, and I got a half tank that a cylinder that I want to replace, but I'm almost out, so I don't want to take it off until I'm out. So I'm trying to, extra warm up the trailer, use it up, and then replace it so that I can go with the empty cylinders and fill them. But I'd rather go the distance with 5 cylinders rather than 3. So it's this little waiting game, but at the same time I can't go too late. So I'm hoping at the time I'm doing this, they'll use themselves up and I can switch them and head out before it's too late to go down there. So let's see. It is a Friday, so it should be good. Woohoo, I'm feeling that. And there is a opening in the cloud. That was a dense cloud too. So I'm gonna hold out for the last little bit of sun here, get a little dose of that vitamin D to accompany my supplements that I'm taking with the K2, D3 with K2. There's that sun. Oh, it's got a lot of clouds still. Come on. I'm not addicted to you, but I could really enjoy your rays. Come on, here you come. Almost, there's about halfway coming out in a sec. Oh, I think I can feel it. I don't know if it's my mind, but I can see it anyways. Oh, yeah. I feel like a cat in a window. I just focusing everything on that feeling. The light hitting my eyelids, even with my sunglasses on, I can feel it. Oh. Right now, I feel like everything is going to be perfect. And I like to believe that I'm tuned into a frequency that can feel and see that. Whereas other times when I feel really challenged and a little bit lacking in optimism, I like to believe that that's when I'm got clouds in the way of my sun. And it's not the truth, it's just that that's my perception skewed at the time. So that's what I'm sticking with at the moment, until I learn otherwise, if I do. Definitely enjoy a little bit of time in the trailer warming up before I go out. Maybe that's where I'll use up the last bit of propane, just kick it up a bit in temperature. Here we are. Oh, the clouds chose to go the long route. But it is just about to come out. I'll get this little dose and then I'll go inside. I just love it. It's a great feeling. And wow, what a cleanse, just coming down to this level and just staying with it, surfing this beautiful, beautiful wave of simplicity and joy and wonderment and love. Staying in my heart and just going into my heart, going out of my heart, and just feeling the difference. What feels better? Definitely fear and all the lower based emotions, for me anyways, throw me out of that heart place, out of the good strong love frequency. Blurs my thoughts, scrambles my ability to even speak sometimes. Whoa, a little bit of sun. Oh man, those clouds are just deciding to ride right along the sun. But nonetheless, they are thinner. So right now, getting half sun, but I don't know if I'm gonna wait. That's a long time. I've got another 10 minutes. But I'll take a moment just in case. I do also like the sense of accomplishment in each little task that I do in challenging myself. It does feel good. Little bite-sized pieces, breadcrumb trail, whatever you'd like to use as a metaphor. Gosh. There's a ton of blue sky, a ton of it, but the clouds just want to ride across the sun. Maybe they need it because then the sun warms them up and thins them out. It's like me heating up the snow in the pan on the stove every morning for the dogs. Okay, now I'm gonna just wait because I've gone this far. I was playing a game with myself. If I psyched myself out, it would have just been excruciating and throw me out of that nice place I was in and am in. But now that I've distracted myself long enough blabbing on to you guys, I'm close enough to the sun coming out and enough of a period of nice warm sun that there's no way I'm missing out on that. It's way more exciting and enjoyable to think about than even running into the trailer. So that was a good game I played with myself. And I do that quite a lot with challenges. I did it when I did a one-time, first-time Iceman challenge on mountain bike 20 years ago, and God, I thought I was old then. And I play games with myself. Every time there was a hill to go up and other people were getting off their bike and walking up, I would just say, I'm just gonna get to the top of the hill and then I'll take a break. And then I get to the top of the hill and I go, well, I can coast down the hill and not pedal. And then when I was coasting down the hill, I could give a couple of pedals to boost. So there's always some way of lovingly tricking myself into going a bit further. Oh, it's going to be a shorter period that the sun comes out, but it nonetheless is going to come. Holy shit. the sun is, or the clouds are playing a game with me. It's not going to come out at all. But hey, I'm going to get a half sun any second now, so I'll take what I can get. Oh. Wow. At least I can gaze with open eyes. It's filtered enough. Wow. Wow. It's gonna go back in now, so it's time. The universe is telling me. Feel the love.